there's still a lot of water over there. It's a huge like pond, a lake. Whenever it rains, water accumulates by the church. It's 10 Presby is what it's called, 10th Presbyterian here on Spruce and 17th. So a little Arctic Air truck that went by. So we're showing that. So I'm heading north on 17th Street here from Cypress. And Cypress is south of Spruce. It's a little street that's intermittent, so it doesn't always happen. And they still have, there's a green street light. It shows up green as opposed to gold. See how they're gold, yellow? But there's one back there that shows up green. And I made this discovery yesterday when walking a dog. And there's also a green Fiesta that's still parked there. I can see it. It's further, it's like a few cars east of that light. And then there was a green poop bag in the bike lane along with a cone. And I wondered if there was some sort of weird, it was a random cone, there was nothing in the, you know, it's like, that's weird. Would it be a marker? I had to sort of start to learn things because of how weird my situation was. Like, how are people, I experienced so many weird things. It's like, how is it done? Like, are people consciously involved? Are there people who are subconsciously involved and don't even know that they're part of someone's setup? What is it? You know, it's really bad. Oops, we got some window washers coming down here from 250 South 17th. They're like 5 floors from the ceiling there. And they just sort of use the rope and pulley method, it looks like, as opposed to the scaffolding piece that many people use on a building this high. So they'll just sort of belay down like a rock climber. Anyway, I don't know if they're Jenkintown. Jenkintown usually uses, it is Jenkintown, right? They usually use, they're both, I guess. But there they are. So at 250, also there's 4 horse heads here with this curtain-like awning. So I would see this building as a show. It has a game tile, black and white tile foyer, like a game board with four horses. So to me, that doesn't look like good news. And I would want to do a safer window washing setup than just belaying down or whatever you call it in the rock climbing world. I would already, if I was in the know, which I am now, but I wasn't for most of my life, I would question, like, oh, we're going to a horse property has a horse post. Let's double check that and get extra, you know, safety situation on the window cleaning. I would worry. Or I would know they hired Jenkintown, so I'm wondering why they hired Jenkintown over a different company. Now, Jenkintown says that it gives money to Catholic charities and this, that, and the other, so I'm wondering what the dealio is. So, all right, Minnesota in the house. So we have a lot of Minnesota, a lot of New York. Florida turned up as an unexpected winner-ish on the how many people from Florida need to be in Philadelphia after the pandemic, you know. Before the pandemic, there was no Florida showing. I know this because my experience was so bizarre. I actually went through a phase of reading license plates. I want to be paid for this training, visible training. So, and I was like, there's no Florida. I had to go to Florida for 2.5 years because I didn't know what to do, housing-wise and otherwise. Lived with my mom and aunt. They passed away, as did my dad. He lived at a different address. And I come back and I'm like, there's so much Florida. I'm wondering if Florida's trying to get in on some sort of act. So Thermo King over here with one of the food trucks with a crown. Mi Villa. Chip City and Salty Paws matching in paint. So Salty Paws matches Chip City. Chip City came in after, and they kind of came in before Levan Cookie came in, almost to preempt Levan or to show that Levan is coming in as, you know, a high profit yielding company originated in New York. So open streets is supposed to be a neat idea, but unless it's a parading of kids, because it's about family, kids, and it's hard to explain. Sometimes kids are paraded a little too much. I wouldn't bring my kids to open streets. I'll tell you why in a conspiracy video, which I can't make because I don't want to talk too much about conspiracies, just to be on the, you know, positive side. I got my camera for a walk today, but not everybody knows that, which is why some people are going into certain buildings. Normally I would go straight home, but today we're geared up. I had different plans after a walk. I normally do things in the morning, and then I have a lot of other things I do during the day. And today I needed to come out later. Trying to figure out how to find the monetization tab on my YouTube videos. I qualified and was, made eligible. It's hard to explain. There's a whole process. You have to have a certain number of hours. So I meet all the requirements. YouTube put me in the YPP YouTube Partnership Program, but I have yet to find a certain tab in order to turn on like AdSense and monetization. And oddly, before you can technically get paid and set up your tax information and stuff like that, you have to have at least $100 in your revenue bin. But it's like, I have to turn on monetization like effectively in order for the possibility of ads to make revenue should ads come up on videos. Right now, ads do not show up on my videos. So I don't know how to change that. It's almost like YouTube has to catch up if there's a backlog. And I have gotten emails super late, like, regarding qualification. It's like, 3 months later, it's like, oh, I was already eligible, and now they're sending me a congratulations email 3 months later. I've heard people have to wait, like, sometimes a couple years for their plaques when they reach, like, 100,000 or whatever you get plaques for, and they've had to wait years. Oh, they have La Colombe here. So they have free La Colombe here. So I am non-dairy, so it's a whole thing to have to find the non-dairy ones. I already know the red indicates some sort of dairy problem. So we'll wait for this. They have an oat milk one, I think.